طالبان
شانه به شانه گشتم عشق یگانه ای من از تو نشانه ای من بی تو نمک ندارد شعر و ترانه ای من رنج تو را بودم از بری اشرفی خود قلب تو را شکسته هر کی به نوبتی خود سرزمین من خسته از جفای سرزمین من بی سرود و بی صدای سرزمین من دردمندی بی دوای سرزمین من سرزمین من کی غمی تو را سرود سرزمین من کی رهی تو را گشود سرزمین من کی به تو وفا نبود سرزمین من ستاره ای من از بری اشرفی خود قلبی تو را شکسته هر کی به نوبت خود سرزمین من مثل چشم انتظاری سرزمین من مثل قلبی باغداری سرزمین من سرزمین من خسته از جفای سرزمین من بی سرود و بی صدای سرزمین من دردمندی بی دوای سرزمین من
الرحمن الرحیم. امروز گرد همایی که شما کردین و آواز خود را برای تمام دنیا و جهانیان میرسانین به خاطر از اینکه حقوق بشر در افغانستان، حقوق انسان و انسانیت، حقوق اطفال در افغانستان توسط طالبان پایمال شده. از شما خواهش میکنیم که آوازتان خاموش نسازین، ادامه بدین تا وقتی که پیروزی را از آن خود بسازین. امروز این گرد همایی هر کدام شما و آمدن شما که اینجا زحمت کشیدین و وقت خود برای افغانستان عزیز گذاشتین. بر از او اطفال که در این روزا همگیشان از خانه های خود فرار میکنن، خانم هایی که خود پنهان میکنن، لط میخورن، سرشان فیر میشه، اینا را شما هیچ وقت نادیده نگیرین. هر کدام شما یک آواز بلند هستین. این آواز بلند خود را بلند کنین و بگوین زنده باد افغانستان، نابود باد طالبان. تشکر. صدای شما را میخوایم جهان بشنوه. و در پروگرام
Afghanistan and death to the Taliban. I want to be clear. Long live the Afghanistan people, and death to the ideals of the Taliban, death to the ideals that say that women and girls do not get educated, that women and girls deserve to have all the rights of everyone else in the world. Hold these flags high. The Taliban is taking down these flags in Afghanistan, so we have to hold these flags high across the world and say we will not let this flag fall. Thank you.
A university to seek knowledge. I'm sorry that you are forced to get married. I'm sorry that you're being enslaved by the barbaric, uncivilized terrorists physically and sexually. I'm sorry that you're not allowed to have any control over your own body and are forced to wear burqas. I'm sorry you won't be able to share your amazing and wonderful talents with the rest of the world. I'm sorry they aren't allowing you to have any independence that you deserve. I'm sorry that the feminists and women's rights group organizations throughout the world are ignoring you. I'm sorry that they're robbing you of your aspirations and hopes. I'm sorry. Taliban are evil and cruel, but they're not fools. When it comes to international audience, they try to play it down. There's a big difference between what they say in the media and what they do on the ground. And what Taliban leaders have stated that they will provide women with their Islamic rights. And they will respect those rights. But these are lies. These are lies that they want people to believe in order for them to not feel compelled or bad about not being involved in this crisis. Therefore, as Afghans, we shall speak up on the behalf of Afghan sisters. We're going to raise our voice. We need to increase public awareness and put more pressure on the international community to act. We also need to inform everyone about the 21st century. These should not happen.
Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! I said, welcome to the show, everyone. Grab a seat. Any chair you see, it's been a gruesome couple weeks trying to fight for peace. As I look around in the we marching all alone, but they the first ones to tweet. I get it though. It's about clout, not the cause. Jesus had 12 followers and still got crossed. No love lost. Let me take y'all back to the start and explain what's been pulling all the strings in my heart. In '79, Russia invaded Afghanistan, trying to take over the people and occupy the land. Though we weren't equipped, we the last ones to quit, fighting back to '89 when the Soviets split. Now hold up. Why is that relevant? Because the Pakistani closet is full of Afghan skeletons. Get here. Okay, hold up. I said hold up. Now why is that relevant? Because the Pakistani closet is full of Afghans. Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan!
got into music was not because of my love for music. It was so that I could speak up for those people who don't have a voice. And today, I'm thankful that I can, as much as I possibly can. So I wanted to just sing a little bit of the song that I dedicated to those Afghan girls who have once again lost their freedom. دخترم دختر افغانم من دختر ملک دل ایرانم من مشکن بال و پرم را مشکن تاج سرم را مشکن از تو آزاد چوب دمن از تو آزاد چوب دمن عشق دارم چو ملالای باطن زده هم نغمه چو بلبل به چمن زینب و ناز و مهری به سخن زینب و ناز و مهری به سخن. Now I will give a very quick speech. Thank you. The international community, under the leadership and for the support of the United States of America, went to Afghanistan to topple a terrorist-sponsored government, and a collection of 46 nations stayed there to fight a terrorist organization called the Taliban. Finally, after 20 years of fighting, loss of thousands of precious lives, and spending thousands of billions of dollars of taxpayers' money, President Biden decided to accept the most shameful defeat in the history of the United States of America and leave Bagram Air Base under cover of the dark at night, and left a vast land to a bunch of religious zealots wearing slippers and riding Chinese motorbikes. From the very first days, everybody in Afghanistan knew that these terrorists were coming from Pakistan to fight Americans and their allies, as well as Afghan forces. But nobody wanted to name the culprit that supported the insurgency for political reasons. The most powerful democracy in the world, and the only superpower, lowered itself to the level to sit at the same table with a well-known terrorist organization that had millions of dollars of bounties on their leaders' heads not long ago. Not only the United States of America, but all their NATO allies together gave in to a bunch of religious zealots and accepted a humiliating defeat. It is probably the first time in the history of human civilization that Ahura is so clearly defeated by Ahriman. Good lost to evil. The fate of 36 million Afghan men and women is given to the hands of a group of zealots who do not believe in human rights, freedom of speech, equality, rights of women, democracy, or progress. They want to push the society to 1400 years back. Terrorism is their way of forcing themselves on masses of people. They believe that masses are animals and do not know the right way of living, and only religious leaders or clergymen can decide for them how to live. They do not recognize any international organization and believe that science and technology and humanity by pulling US forces out of Afghanistan before reaching a meaningful political settlement. Terrorists, aka Islamic radicals, jihadists, Salafis, or Islamic fundamentalists make a strong network around the world and are the most serious threat for the security of mankind. Their aim is to destroy human civilization and enslave all human beings from North Africa to the Far East. The defeat of the United States will provide every Islamic extremist with the belief that their ideologies come from God and it is the most righteous ideology. President Biden, by pulling out US troops from Afghanistan, not only accepted a humiliating defeat, but provided terrorists with a vast land that they will certainly try to expand. All terrorist groups such as the Taliban, ISIS, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Lashkar-e-Jangawi, Chechen terrorists, East Turkestan Islamist movement, Islamic movement of Uzbekistan, Al-Qaeda, etc., have the same ideology and support each other. Afghanistan will be the best territory for them to flourish. There are governments in the world that use terrorism as a means to reach their political goals. At present, Pakistan and Iran are the two states that have heavily invested in terrorism. Every soul in Afghanistan knows that the Taliban couldn't get to this level of power without financial, military, and political support from Pakistan. Pakistan Foreign Minister Mahmoud Qureshi is shamelessly jockeying through the capitals in the region to convince the leaders to recognize the Taliban government. Herewith, I'm calling on the United Nations not to give the seat of Afghanistan in the United Nations to a representative from the Taliban until they share power with all ethnic and religious groups in Afghanistan. 2, all member states of the United Nations should not recognize a Taliban regime until there is a broad-based government that includes all ethnic and religious minorities, including non-Muslims. 3, sanctions of all types should be imposed on the Taliban to force them to respect human rights of all people living in that country, respect women's rights as equal to that of men's, respect children's rights, and respect the rights of religious minorities, including non-Muslims. Number 4, all members of the United Nations should designate the Pakistani government as a terrorist sponsor state and impose political, economic, and military sanctions on Pakistan. 5, sanctions should be imposed on Pakistani politicians and military leaders who promote terrorism and support terrorist groups and use them against the neighboring countries for political gains. I also call on the Human Rights Commission to watch all actions of the Taliban against the Afghan civilians and report every misconduct to the United Nations to take proper action against them. And stop the Taliban from ultra-judiciary killings and inhuman punishments such as stoning, cutting hands and feet, and public executions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Stop killing Afghans! Okay. Before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to...
شاید که نامند نهند آدمی. Human beings are members of a whole, in creation of one essence and soul. If one
That was sick.
They're doing nothing wrong. They're not talking to you. They're saying that
Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! Hey, 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 hey! Taliban's gotta go! Hey, 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 hey! Taliban's gotta go! Stop killing women! Stop killing Afghans! Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! Free Afghanistan! Sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Pakistan! Stop killing Afghans! Sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! Shame on Pakistan! Shame on Pakistan! Shame on Pakistan! Shame on Pakistan!
Free, free Afghanistan! Free, free Afghanistan! Louder, guys, I want them to hear it all the way to the top. Free, free Afghanistan! Free, free Afghanistan! Free, free Afghanistan with your fist up! Your fist up the South Korea! Free, free Afghanistan! Free, free Afghanistan! Make some noise, let's go! Make some noise in here!
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! Stop killing Afghans! Stop killing Afghans! End to the proxy war!
Free, free Afghanistan! Free, free Afghanistan! Sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Louder, sanction Pakistan! Sanction Pakistan! Free, free Afghanistan! I want to see everyone's fist